Hello. Many people have asked me to talk about Hashimoto's disease. This is an autoimmune disease that our immune system attacks our thyroid gland, and this causes hypothyroidism in many people. Actually, Hashimoto's disease is the main cause of hypothyroidism, and it's a very, very common autoimmune disease. As we might know, thyroid gland is like a butterfly in front of our throat, and the hormone that it produces is responsible for our metabolism and hormone regulations in body, also temperature control. That's why when we have hypothyroidism, either just by itself or because of Hashimoto's disease, we show certain actually signs like weight gain, dry skin, hair loss, fatigue, constipation, and also sensitivity to cold. These are some of the signs of hypothyroidism. Diet plays a role in managing this disease, but actually there is not a specific diet good for Hashimoto's. What we know so far is that many people who have Hashimoto's they're also sensitive to gluten. We have seen studies that people with Hashimoto's disease do better with a gluten-free diet. Most of them, like 80% of them, do better with a gluten-free diet. That does not mean that everyone should go on a gluten-free diet, but it is not a bad idea to eliminate gluten and see if our signs are better or if we do better with this disease. Besides gluten, there are two nutrients that I need to talk about. One is vitamin D, and the other one is selenium. Some people try gluten-free. Some people go, totally grain-free. And as we know, grains have selenium and they are high in selenium. Of course, you can find selenium in nuts like Brazil nuts or sunflower seeds. You can also find selenium in liver, beef, eggs, and so there are in many different foods, not just whole grains. But when we eliminate whole grains, we also eliminate fiber. And for people who have constipation, especially with Hashimoto's, that's not a good idea. And we don't have enough science to back the grain-free diet. Actually, the gluten-free diet, there are a lot of studies done on that. So I do recommend that instead of going grain-free, we just eat a gluten-free diet if we want to give it a try to see if we are sensitive to gluten or not. And for the other grains, we eat whole grains and avoid refined sugar and also, refined carbohydrates, anything white like white flour, white bread, white rice, and so forth, and go with the whole grain, grains. In terms of the vitamin D, it is hard to get vitamin D from food, but there are certain foods like orange juice and milk that are fortified. Certain fishes like tuna or sardines have vitamin D. And another easy way of getting vitamin D is like being under the sun without a sunscreen and getting 5 to 30 minutes of sun without sunscreen twice per week. But that means that our face, our hands, our feet, all get the sun. If we cannot get vitamin D this way naturally, then a vitamin D supplement is highly recommended. So vitamin D supplements and selenium not as a supplement, just making sure that we do eat high selenium foods and trying a gluten-free diet to see if that helps. Other than that, there is no specific diet for Hashimoto's. And the best thing is just eating, foods, whole foods, and avoiding too much saturated fat, too much sugar, too much refined carbohydrates. A healthy diet is important, exercise and a healthy diet. And, to some extent, avoiding some some vegetables that we call them cruciferous vegetables that are like we call them goitrogens. They cause goiter in some people, like cabbages or like cauliflower or kale. That you can try. However, not eliminating all of it, but just eating less of those goitrogen foods can be helpful, or you can try to see if they really help you with your symptoms. That's all what I can say about diet for Hashimoto's disease. And if you have more questions, please, send me a text or message me, or just put it in comments so that I can answer your questions.